Is this thing on? Hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Fandom United Live. I've missed you guys so much. It's been quite some time, right? I think our last show was mid-August, and so much time has passed by. Life gets busy, but I've missed you guys so much that I couldn't wait anymore and needed to jump back on this thing and get it started up again and have some conversations, possibly some debates about movies, a little bit of television, a little bit of sports, but more so towards the tail end. Still want to keep this movie focused here. But thank you so much for joining me if you're tuning in and stopping by. We got a Star Drew here. I appreciate you. John Booz, welcome back on Superman. Yep, my take on Superman. And Mr. Jake Berlin, good to see you. Thank you for the thumbnail that you provided, producer Jake Berlin. And today we're going to talk about some 2025 movies that are releasing this year, and some of the more exciting ones, the bigger blockbusters. We're going to talk about Marvel because Marvel is making a big splash in 2025. A little bit about the Super Bowl and a little bit of basketball, but again, sports will be towards the tail end. I'll be joined by Mr. Keith Barnes, who's running a little bit behind. But with me is a familiar face. Let me go ahead and bring him in, Mr. Jacob Bartley. And there he is right there.
What's up,
How are you,
man?
man? Good to see you again.
I'm doing well, man. I can't believe we're podcasting again. That's like today, all day, I was excited about it. I was looking forward to it. It's been a minute because, I remember those days where, you're at work all day, you got a lot of stuff going on, and then you got the pod at the end of the night. Sometimes you look forward to it because, it's a stress reliever. Sometimes you're like, oh, it's like one more thing you got to do at the end of the day. But overall, I really missed it, and I'm glad that we're gonna revive it a little bit here.
Yeah, definitely, man. And it couldn't be a better time too. I know we're almost halfway into February, but it's still a new year, and we got a big movie releasing this week that we're going to talk about: Captain America: Brave New World. Marvel's back in theaters. We'll talk a little bit about that movie and some of our expectations. I definitely want to hear some 2025 movies that you are looking forward to. We'll talk about that. And then we have some trailers to catch up on. We got Jurassic World Rebirth. We got Fantastic Four First Steps. Of course, we have Thunderbolts that just released a trailer during the Super Bowl weekend. And then, of course, Superman, right? Superman's a big one right there, and something that, we're all looking forward to and have our fingers crossed. So we'll talk about that. But first, this is like I said earlier, it's our first show since mid-August, man. Um, for the viewers, some of these people have been watching us for months, if not years, going back to the old Apocalypse channel. So I want to do a little bit of catching up, a little bit of life updates, whatever you feel comfortable sharing. And I'll start first. Because this whole hiatus for the channel really began because my job is through travel, right? I travel to different locations and I stay there months at a time, helping out the business. I'm in hotels. And since the last show, I got to spend some time in New York. And, New York is such a vast city. I mean, there's so much going on there, and the hotel I was at was right next to Times Square. So it was busy, it was slam, people were jamming, and it was only my second time in New York. So I really wanted to take in the full experience of New York City. Got to ride the subway up and down Manhattan, got to visit some of the boroughs. Went to my first Yankees game I've ever been to, dude. That was a core memory that will always stick with me. I'll never forget that experience of lifelong Yankees fan going to my first New York Yankees game. It was a game where Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and Giancarlo Stanton hit back-to-back-to-back home runs. That doesn't
Oh
happen
my
very
goodness.
often. So
Wow.
I was right there. And those of you who follow me on social media, you saw the videos and whatnot. So that was fun. But then New York turned into San Diego, California. And I'm now in the downtown area of San Diego. And I was supposed to only be here until middle of October last year. And I'm
Oh my
still here.
goodness.
So the more that this work assignment has, extended, it's also pushed off the getting back into Fandom United. So I do want to apologize for those who, are subscribers and have gotten into the routine of checking us out every week. But life has been busy, but also been very rewarding, having to experience new things and travel. So thank you guys. I wanted to show gratitude and appreciation. Thank you for hanging in there in this little channel and sticking with us and coming back here tonight. I appreciate you so much. So that's what's up with me, Jacob. Anything new with you in the last 6 months, man? Right? Yeah, 6 months.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot has happened since then. Probably don't have time to go over all of it, but I just will say that I'm, near the last year of Apocalypse, and then the end of Apocalypse, and when we were potting a little bit on your show, during that year and a half, 2 years, I was going through a really tough time, really dark time for multiple reasons, and I'm happy to say that now I'm in a much better place.
That's amazing.
Just personally and work wise, because those things kind of go hand in hand. Like if your personal life is not in order, then your work life is not going to be in order, and vice versa. So, and about a year ago, neither of those were in order for me. Today, they're both striving, in my opinion, and so I'm happy about that. And I also think that it's kind of fitting that we're going back to podcasting, because now I feel like, okay, I'm good to go now. Like, not that everything's perfect, but like I have everything in the right place in life right now, I feel like, and hopefully things can improve. So I'm trying to be optimistic, and but like while we've been gone, I have not. My love for movies haven't stopped. My love for content hasn't stopped. Been trying to see as much as possible. Oh my goodness, I have to shout this out. Because some of you guys know I was doing the Dexter New Blood after show. Dexter Original Sin is just as good as the original Dexter show. They capture it. It feels like the show, just because they have a new actor playing a 20-year-old version of Dexter, and it feels like this is literally just a flashback. That's it, and it's crazy. So that and a lot of things going on, like the Penguin was amazing.
The Penguin, oh my god!
There's so many things that we weren't potting, that came out while we weren't potting. Like, and I got to give a shout out to Wicked too. I went and watched Wicked in theaters, and this is not my cup of tea, like demographic wise. Like, that's not something that I'm dying to see. But I try to see most big features, and so it was on my list. I was absolutely blown away. I just saw it like 2 weeks ago.
It's a phenom, man.
I was blown away. Cynthia Rivos and Ariana Grande both killed it. They both deserve their Oscar nominations, and that movie's absolutely incredible. I went back and put it my number 3 movie of the year last year. That's how much I loved it. So it was
No
like
kidding.
Deadpool, Wolverine, Dune 2, and Wicked are my top 3 of last year. So so been watching some stuff too.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you still have that passion, love inside for movies. That's amazing, dude. And it's going to be an exciting year. I'm excited to talk about some of these bigger profile movies and whatnot, and we got one coming up later this week, as previously stated, Captain America 4. And when Keith comes in, we're definitely going to break that down and talk about speculation, stuff like that. So all good stuff, man. Well, as I teased earlier, guys, I do have something to confess here.
Do I know
Something
this
that
yet?
I don't think so. So
Oh,
this is something
okay.
that I need to get off my chest, and I'm just gonna come out and say it. Okay, here we go. So it's movie related. You guys know, if you've been following either this channel or Apocalypse, right? You guys know how much of a fan I am of director Zack Snyder. I love this guy. I think he's one of the more rated and overhated filmmakers in Hollywood. Great guy. You never hear anything controversial about him, in his relationship with industry professionals and whatnot. Big fan of his. I can't get myself to finish Rebel Moon. I can't. I started the movie months ago, Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, and I waited. I waited until the director's cuts came out because that's just how I am. Okay, like I'm not waiting. I'm not putting myself through theatrical versions or watered down cuts anymore or whatnot. I want the director's take of a movie, his original vision. And if I'm getting it on streaming, even better, so I can sit at home and watch it. Well, I started watching it, and after about an hour and 20 minutes into the movie, I was like, okay, I'll stop here. I'll turn it off, and I'll pick it back up later. I'll pick it back up later. I'll finish the movie later. I still haven't touched the movie. And I don't know if I can get myself to finish the movie. And it took me some time to come to terms with this. Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is so far, from what I've seen, just not a good movie. It's not a good movie, and I can't believe I'm saying that because y'all know how much I appreciate my guy Zack Snyder. I'm a big fan. I'm a big defender, but I am not afraid to call it out. Whenever I come across a project or something that I just didn't enjoy, and Jacob, I can't get myself to finish Rebel Moon. I can't do it. I
Oh my
don't want to do
goodness.
it. I'm not interested in doing it. I don't know, man. Oh my
Hey,
God. Like, this is a
I
big deal for me, man. Go ahead. What
uh,
talk
I
to
was just
me.
gonna say it's not easy to admit when someone you're a huge fan of puts out something bad, like whether it's music or movies or whatever, like even
Yeah.
sports, like your teams do bad, right? You don't want to talk bad about them, but I applaud you for that. I will say you've seen Sucker Punch, right?
Sucker Punch, I didn't mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Sucker
But
Punch, I did
what
not
what
mind.
do you think it's a good movie?
I think it's okay. I think it's decent. Like I see what he was doing with that.
Yeah.
The message he was trying to convey through the story and all that, and the visuals are spectacular. And don't get me wrong, there's some good visuals in Rebel Moon, but like that's just not enough. And I don't the writing. There's again Zack Snyder, like talented filmmaker, but when it comes to the writing and he's involved in the writing, it's not always the best end result. Like some of his better writing came with talents like James Gunn in Dawn of the Dead. 300 kind of wrote itself, with the Frank Miller graphic novel.
Yeah.
Man of Steel, with David Goyer and Christopher Nolan. Man, dude, just and then Chris Terrio with I am a defender of Batman v Superman, and of course Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I just and then like seeing the ramifications of this failure, Rebel Moon, like his Army of the Dead universe is gone. Like I'm sad that we're not going to get any more of that because I found that movie quite enjoyable. Like did you like Army of the Dead
I did.
with
I never
the
saw Army of
zombies in
Thieves
Vegas, right? Yeah,
though. Yeah. Oh, I really liked Army of the Dead. Like
yeah.
I think before. Well, all right. I'll be fair. I haven't seen the Rebel Moon movies. I have no plan to watch them, but
I don't blame you. I don't blame
and
you.
normally I'm like I got to see for myself, but I don't want to. I'll keep Sucker Punch as his worst movie for me. So
Okay.
but the good thing is like there's no all right. Two things. First of all, every director, I mean, unless you're a niche director where like you only have like your lane and you have like less than 10 films, like a Tarantino, or like I know Scorsese has more than 10 films, but like I guess you could throw Scorsese in that where like, hey, they're pretty much sticking to similar genres, and it's like, if you stay in your comfort zone, it's easy to not fail, right? So, but like
they're auteur,
most directors, most directors have had a bad movie. I mean, Spielberg has had a couple, and he's Steven Spielberg. Like I like what I understand of Tenet, but Christopher Nolan has Tenet, which a lot of people don't like. So,
yeah.
It's, I guess, unless you're Denis Villeneuve, you don't got to, everyone's got a bad movie.
Jake, not quite where I was going right there. Gio is finally going to admit his disdain for Snyder and the excitement for the DCU. Zack Snyder missed badly with Rebel Moon. I admit that. Only seeing maybe half the movie. I cannot finish the rest. DCU, we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the DCU and Superman and all that. So, but
yeah, and I was gonna say regarding Zack Snyder, my second point was that there's no shame in being a great director, but not a good writer. There's most directors are just directors. I mean, they're producers because naturally directing and producing kind of cross over, but like, so if Zack Snyder just had other people write his movies, like better writers, and he just directed them, I'm sure every movie would be good to great. So nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I think with Rebel Moon, he went way. How Snyder can go Snydery, like, oh.
Well, and he has no studio. Like Netflix didn't check on it and say, "What are you doing?" Like, no, you can't do that. They let him do whatever he wants. So,
well, he was riding the high of Snyder Cut, right? And Army of the Dead at that time. So, like, back to back, hits or mostly positive. Well, I'll just say that because not everyone was a fan. But then he, instead of doing Army of the Dead 2, which, I mean, hindsight's 2020, you should have did that. He took advantage of the momentum and decided, you know what? I have all this, power and like leverage. Let me do my passion project, Rebel Moon. And on paper, he's riding the high, and you're like, okay, you got Charlie Hunnam, you got oh my god, what's her name? From Kingsman. Oh my god, what's her name? You know what I'm talking about? The star of Kingsman. Sophia Boutella, right? Anthony Hopkins, so on and so forth. And you're like, okay, cool. This could be something new. Star Wars is taking a little bit of a break. Okay, like we know Dune's coming out, but Dune is going to need some assistance, with sci-fi genre and getting that up and fantasy. No. And now I'm happy he's going back to Warner Brothers to develop the 300 prequel. That right there. Okay, great. Going back to your roots right there. I have confidence in that. But like, man, dude, like, I'm still like, can't believe I'm saying it. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. We'll see.
Did you say he's doing a 3? Oh, my bad. Did you say he's doing a 300 prequel?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's gonna be a series though. So like maybe on HBO Max or something like that. And I'm for that, like because he did
Is that
such a good
official?
job with that. Yeah, it was announced
Oh,
Deadline or one of them did, but yeah, that's
oh, that's cool. I mean, if
in
that's a Warner
development.
Bros. Project, I would I would be glad to see that he's going back to work with them. But I don't know if that's a Warner Bros. Project though.
I'm pretty
But it
sure it
could be.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
because yeah. Jake Denny Villeneuve is king. You heard it here first. I mean, you can't argue with the track record.
can't argue with. Well, yeah.
Tarantino might have something to say depending on his movie, but yeah, Denny right now, like working directors right now, him, David Fincher, would you put? I mean, we haven't
No,
really
he
gotten
doesn't
much.
release enough. But so the thing for me, James Mangold was in the mix. I haven't seen A Complete Unknown yet, which I'm very much looking forward to. But I remember back in the Apocalypse days, I would I would always James Mangold because this was around the time Logan came out, and and he did the FV
Indiana Jones,
Ferrari.
which
Oh no, that was the decline. That was the decline of James Mangold for me. But no, Ford v Ferrari. What is that movie called?
yeah, Ford
Yeah,
v Ferrari. Oh,
that
yeah.
incredible. And A Complete Unknown is nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor nomination, other
Mhm.
nominations. So like, but I can't argue with. Denis Villeneuve's the best director working today, and I mean it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah, yeah, and Jake, we've talked so many times. I don't like to hate, but it's my opinion that Snyder is only a good visual director. That's his only positive aspect of his directing. Um, I would also say the energy he brings to sets and like the vision he presents to his actors and actresses. I mean, I'll say it again. Gal Gadot is not the best actress, but like she somehow became very serviceable as Wonder Woman, and people bought into her, and just that. But yeah, I mean, we've gone back and forth for years. Curtis, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you for coming back. Happy New Year and all that stuff. Um, let's see here, Booze. If my friend didn't have a straight up seizure on the BART train, it was seeing Zack Snyder at the Watchmen panel at SF
Oh,
WonderCon. Man, see, when he makes those appearances, Zack Snyder at the other, events, the cons and whatnot, like he's such a down to earth, cool guy, and that's still on my bucket list to meet him one day, and just shake his hand and say, thank you for, you know, Rebel Moon aside, still sticking to your
you have to
guns.
say that though. You have
Yeah,
to say
still
that.
sticking, to your guns and, never changing who you are. Okay. But the next time you get tempted to do another Rebel Moon or something, just a little bit. Okay. Like, okay.
When you have that conversation, can you say my buddy Jacob wants to thank you for making him a Superman fan because
Ah,
I was
yeah.
not a fan of the Superman character before Man of Steel, and
And so many people.
now I'm a huge Superman fan. So thank you, Zach.
And so many people found that interest again in
Mhm.
Man of Steel, and Henry Cavill, just yeah, so incredible. um all right, well,
Gio, you
let's
tricked us into a Zack Snyder, praising Zack Snyder segment. You tricked us.
it's not, is it, did I praise the guy? I feel like I
Yes,
gave a
you
healthy
you
amount of
threw out the
criticism.
bait for me to like say positive things. I see what you did. I see what you did there.
Oh man, we'll see what he does in a couple years. He doesn't have anything coming out this year or even next year, so take some time away and get back on it. Okay, so let's move on and preview some 2025 blockbusters here. We're not really going to go in any particular order, but there's a couple of high profile movies that I want to get your thoughts on, Jacob. You and I, we haven't really talked much since a lot of these trailers have come out, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to share some of our opinions on here. And you know what? Let's stick with DC. Let's just jump right into Superman here. So the first movie in the DCU, this is a whole new thing. DC Studios, James Gunn with who's the other guy? I can't
Peter
Peter
Safran.
Peter Safran
Is that
co-heading the new
I
DC
think so.
Studios. And yeah, we have a trailer that released some time ago, and it's still the talk of the town with comic movies. There's a lot of pressure with this movie. It needs to succeed. It's going to lead into Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. So that's exciting. I believe that started production a few weeks ago.
I think they
So
started shooting.
yeah, yeah. So
With
you
Jason
saw the
Momoa as Lobo.
yeah, Jason Momoa couldn't stay away from the DCU. Such a perfect role for him, Lobo. And I'm glad he had his time with Aquaman. But
I bought an old DC comic, or not comic book, excuse me, an old DC coloring book. So it's from like a few years ago, right? So no way, like they wouldn't know about Jason Momoa's casting. It looks just like Jason Momoa, like just the Lobo design. Yeah.
Straight up, man. Just yeah, he's gonna have so much fun in that role. But yeah, Superman, David Cornsweet as Superman, Clark Kent. You have Lex Luthor, played by oh my god, why is his name escaping me? Oh god, what's his name? Nicholas Holt. Nicholas Holt. Yeah, that's right. Forgive me. Okay, it's the first show in months. Okay. We got Rachel Brosnahan. My goodness. If you know, you know. As Lois Lane. And then you got some new characters making their big screen debut. We got Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, a Green Lantern. You got Isabella Merced as Hot Girl, who we saw in the trailer. Frank Grillo is going to be making an appearance as Rick Flag Sr. So
crazy to me,
see how that goes,
especially for Creature Commandos.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that yet, but I will. I promise I will.
I'm so shocked that you haven't watched that, because like it's giving you a flavor and a hint of, and like James Gunn is planting groundwork and seeds for the DCU in Creature Commando.
Yes. Yeah. I still have some time, and I promise I will get there, and I will definitely share my thoughts in there. And then of course Mr. Terrific, Edie Gat Hedgie. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names, but yeah, a whole ensemble cast. The first thing I'll say is, while I would really like for them to move. Okay, initially, Jacob, I wanted them. I did not like that they kept using the John Williams theme. I'm like, can we move away from that, please? Can we do something else?
You mean DC in general over the years, or?
Yeah, well, anytime there's a Superman, like they like to go back to the
they can't let it go. Yeah.
And it's like it's iconic. It's great, and I'm just like, oh my god, again. But then I started thinking about this, and I shared this with Jake via text message. I was like, you know what? You have characters like 007, characters like Indiana Jones, who will forever be attached to that theme, because that theme is very much it plays into their character, right? And when I thought about it like that, I was like, Superman, the character will live on forever beyond any actor or any era. And if that's going to be the theme, I do appreciate that they went with a different rendition of
the guitar.
Yeah. And now I can't stop listening to it. I can't stop listening.
Is there a full track out there of it?
I only listened to just the trailer music.
Trailer part.
Yeah. They have the trailer music that you can listen to on YouTube Music. I've played that a couple times when like I don't want to go to work. I play that. I drink some coffee, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. And that's what. Did you have any problem with them using the John Williams music at all?
No. Kind of like I didn't have a problem with it, like you said, but I also didn't like think about it in the way that you put, but I like the way you put it because I think there's certain characters and certain franchises that works for. Like I think Star Wars, it would work for. Harry Potter, I think they're going to use the John Williams score in the show. Like I think they should. I don't see why they should. Like that should be the Harry Potter theme forever. And I'm, like you said, James Bond, whether it's a reboot or not. And who's the other character you mentioned?
Indiana Jones.
Oh, Indiana Jones. Yeah. Well, if they ever do it in another indie, they should have they should keep the music or at least homages to it. Right. So so yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Now, if this is happening, can we make the Matt Reeves Batman score the Batman score forever? Because that would be my vote. I know. Look, I love the Dark Knight one, but is it Danny Elfman who does the Matt Reeves one?
It's Michael Giacchino.
Is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's make that. That's crazy because I'm a huge fan of Michael Giacchino, and I didn't because did Elfman do? He did one right before a Batman one. Or no?
Yeah, he did the Burton movies. Tim Burton.
I just associated with it. Yeah, but yeah, I really like that Batman score. Oh, and I love hearing it in another place too.
I know. I like listening to the theme while I'm walking in the rain in the middle of the crowd. Halloween night.
Oh yeah, he did do the 1989 one. Well, I pull out the original one and not this one.
Oh yeah. What is that on my computer screen? What the hell is? Oh, it's Keith. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey,
welcome back.
Guys.
He is here.
Here.
Oh man,
I'm so happy. Curtis, John Boo, Star Drew, our boy Jake Berlin. Jake is still there. I don't know if Jake Berlin still there, but hey everyone, what's going on?
We're back. We're gonna talk a little bit of sports later, man. But what your Commanders, dude? Hey, Jaden Daniels.
See, no, I just said I gotta rip Jake already. See, I just said hi to him. I'm talking to him already, and I gotta
fire. Celebrating your rival. Here, let me put that in a big block right there. Boom.
Yeah, I gotta rip him. I gotta rip him. Listen, they have their time. Let them have their time because they're done. From here on, they're done. Commanders are back. We're coming. We're coming to take over.
Oh man, it's pouring in right now. No, people are not wasting their time. They're saying so. Just bring it. Everyone in the chat, go ahead, say your thing about the Commanders and the Eagles. Get it out of your system.
Listen, a broken clock is right twice a day. So listen, that's fine. Let them have it. They can have it. They won. Ooh. They got a loaded team. They're an all-star team. They're very talented, but it's gonna be short-lived. They're gonna be done. They're gonna be done. We got the best quarterback already in the division by far. As soon as we're in year one. All right, they did what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to win the Super Bowl. All right, we made it all the way to the NFC Championship, and it's only going to go up from here.
Keith, there's a question in the chat. Where does the Scott Pilgrim supposed to go?
Great question, John Booth. It is in Monterey, California, right now at my daughter's dorm room.
Daughter went off to college. Answer. Monterey, my hometown. Monterey, what's up?
And I didn't put up my. Yes, she's asked me for it the entire time, all summer. She's asked me for it, and right at the last minute, I let her. I was like, "All right, here you go."
Yeah.
Oh man!
I got a Jaws poster that was up that I was going to replace it with. I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. So.
That Spider-Man one's new, right? Or like it wasn't up there before?
Yes. No, yeah. I
like that.
I think for my birthday last year. So
that's dope.
That was fairly new. So yeah,
sweet. Well, good to see you, man. We're just talking about Superman. We just started the discussion. First thing that came to mind was them using the John Williams theme, but presenting it in a different way that I appreciated, and how, I'm a little more, accepting of using iconic themes that'll forever be attached to the character, much like 007 and Indiana Jones and whatnot. But let's start with Keith. I know you're a Superman fan. You love the Reeves movies, at least 1 and 2. You have a more vast knowledge about Superman than I do, but I want to get your thoughts on the trailer for the first time on YouTube on Fandom United Live. What'd you think of that Superman teaser trailer from James Gunn? Yeah, 2 thumbs up. Okay.
Absolutely, can't wait. I don't know. I've been going back and forth. It's probably my most anticipated movie. I'm very excited. I had to bump it down number 2 because I think I'm more excited for 28 years later.
Oh,
I can't wait for it. That might be my number 1, but it's pretty close. But no, I love the Superman trailer. Flipped out when I saw Crypto Super Dog.
Crypto the dog,
which was very big in my house. There was an animated Crypto Super Dog cartoon from like the mid 2000s that my kids used to watch when they were little.
Oh wow!
So yeah,
That's
we've
cool.
always loved. We love the Super Pets. So that when I showed, like, I watched the trailer and then I showed each one of them at different times the trailer, and they both saw the dog coming, and each one of them said, "Wait, is that Crypto?" Oh my God, it's Crypto! They heard him say his name, like Kevin, my son Kevin. He flipped
because they didn't know, right? Like,
yeah, no, they didn't know.
Like, they didn't follow the news and stuff. Yeah,
right.
Like,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Like, who's this dog? Crypto. Oh my God. Yeah, they all had that reaction. So yeah, no, I love it. I think it looks great. Why does I guess that's his look, but I was gonna say, why does Green Lantern have that weird haircut? But that is that guy's look.
Well, because it's
Guy
Gardner.
Gardner. Yeah, that's they could have went a little more accurate if they wanted to, but that's.
Thought that was Hal Jordan with a new haircut.
I can't wait to see. Yeah, I was like, I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh, that is Guy Gardner. I had forgot that he was cast as Guy Gardner. So, I was like, oh, that's right. So I can't wait to see how he portrays him. I know he's kind of a jerk, kind of a version of a Green Lantern. But yeah, it looks like it's funny because I just finished watching Superman and Lois. Put, 4th season is on HBO or Max. So I just finished that, and I think that's great. I love that show. I wish I know we hadn't got a lot of a chance to talk about it on any of our shows, but have either of you guys watched that at all? Superman and Lois?
I have. I still have to do some catching up, but man, dude,
it's so good. It's so good.
I started season 1, but I'd never. There were too much stuff out at that time. And I kind of gave up on the Arrowverse. I know it was like different universe, but still,
it's
it was well done though. It was well done.
John Diggle does show up on a couple of episodes, so it's kind of Arrowverse adjacent. But I think it's the best of the CW shows.
Does John Diggle, is he a Green Lantern when he shows up?
They give a little hint, but I mean that's. I think,
at the end of one of the big Arrowverse crossovers, he opens up a ring thing, and then when
was that the Arrow finale? I think it was the finale.
When the Flash sees him, it's not Barry Allen, but the other Flash sees him, he's like, "John, where's your ring?" And then so a multiverse version of him is Green Lantern. A lot of people speculated he was that he was John Stewart the whole time. But he was just Nick. Diggle was his nickname.
I think they say it's like one of those things where his mother's maiden name was Stewart or something like that, or it was one of those type of things, or something along those lines.
Oh, they did that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he shows up with Superman and Lois briefly, but yeah, I thought it was really good. And so I was getting used to, that, and so seeing the new theatrical versions, I like to see versions of. I like when Lois Lane knows that he's Superman. I like to see that, and it looks like that's where the movie's kind of.
Well, at some point she does.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because there's quite a bit of.
Oh well, he's been Superman for a year or two, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and I think that Lois knows. I think that's what it looks like. I don't. Yeah. You probably know more about that than I do, but either way, but yeah, I'm curious who he's fighting. Who's that person he's fighting in that? What is it, like a football field or something? I can't tell what it is.
Well, he was fighting.
Ultraman,
I think.
Yeah, that's who it is. Yeah.
Is it Ultraman? Oh, I didn't know that.
It's supposedly, yeah.
I know the Authority are supposed to be in this, right? If I'm not
The
mistaken, did I hear that
Authority,
right?
So one
So I
of
was
the
wondering-
main woman characters from the Authority is in it. Is confirmed to be in it.
Yeah,
yeah, Engineer, I think is the name.
which is interesting. Yeah, I'm wondering if like maybe Midnight. There's a character called Midnighter. That's he's kind of like a Batman type of character who I'm kind of hoping will be in there. I'd heard rumor that he might be in. So anyway, there's a lot in there. It looks great. I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be very, very good. I mean, it's James Gunn. Like, all three. I rewatched all three of the Guardians movies a few months ago. I was always down on Volume 2, but like watching all of them in a row, I was like, oh, Volume 2's all right. It's
Solid.
Yeah. I eased up on it. It's still a lot of goofy moments that kind of undercut the more like dramatic stuff, but it's good. I mean, James Gunn knows what he's doing. He's got it, man. We know Suicide Squad was really great. I can't imagine Superman will be it'll at the very minimum, it's going to be good. I think, So I'm very excited.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob?
Yeah, I love this trailer I know it's, what was this, a month ago or so, but I was freaking out about it. I was texting people like, watch this trailer, you got to check it out. And then I would have to be like, send them screenshots of crypto, and then I would finally get them to watch it. Cause I don't know if you guys notice, people's attention spans these days, they can't even watch a trailer. So sorry, I don't mean to be negative, but people,
right.
They can't, it's true. They can't watch a 3-minute trailer and like sit down and just focus on it. So I have to convince people to watch trailers now. So I'm like, look, there's a cute puppy. And they're like, okay, I'll watch it. And then they're like, oh, dang, that looks really good. But regardless of that, I absolutely love this trailer. And look, I don't think we have to, people are going to compare it to Man of Steel, right? Just like Man of Steel was compared to the original Superman for some reason. But like, these are, even from Man of Steel to now, the genre has adapted and changed. The movies have adapted and changed. Life has adapted. And changed. So like, this is the 2025 version of Superman. That was the 2013 version of Superman. Like, we can enjoy both. We can have and enjoy both. And so to me, this is like a fresh take. And having those James Gunn inspirations while like sticking to some of the traditions, and very universe buildy, but I'm okay with that because we're coming into a world where superheroes just exist already. And I've seen enough movies and worlds where like, oh my God, the world's so shocked that superhumans exist. So I'm fine jumping right into this. And that means the thing about that is anyone can pop up. Like, you couldn't have been like in Thor, the first Thor movie, Black Panther's going to show up because they haven't done anything with Black Panther yet, right? Like, we don't know about the outside world. But in this DCEU, anyone can show up in any movie because it's like everyone's established already, which is, I love that. And dude, crypto, I was open to the idea of crypto. I know this trailer like changed people's minds and made them open to it, but I was already, because one of the reasons why I had a hard time becoming a Superman fan was that thing about like where he's too powerful, right? And there's nothing that like, a regular human could even like, you can't relate to anything that he's going through other than maybe like working at the newspaper, I guess. But even that is like, for him, it's not a big deal. But crypto thing, people can relate to. And then obviously his family, Lois, those are things that people can relate to. But I just think that having the dog take him home after he's got his ass beat, which most genius thing of the trailer is starting it with Superman falling bloodied, because it shows people, hey, he can't just overcome anything. Like, there's beings, entities out there that will challenge him. And like in the DC world, there's entities and beings out there that will squish Superman, like in the larger scale things. So like, he's not invincible. So, and the thing is, you bring kryptonite, you can beat him. You take the sun away, you can beat him. So like, you bring magic into it, you can beat him. So like, I like that, to see the vulnerable side of him. But I can't wait for this movie, honestly.
Yeah, I did appreciate that as well. I'm on the same page with you there. Just not Superman as this just, and I guess that's what made him not so interesting to a lot of people, was that there was no like threat. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if you know the comics and whatnot, it's threat. But a character that powerful, you can only do so much with. And I think that's the same problem that Captain Marvel ran into. She's so powerful. Like, how do you beat a character like that? Trailer's very hopeful. I mean, it just it really inspires you, and just like, yes, I'm ready to like um get into the whole heroism and just the brighter days of DC. It's not all dark and grim. And to your point, Jacob, the genres move past solo movie, solo movie, solo movie, and then team up movie. That's just it's now where you're gonna have characters like Captain America, Red Hulk, or Bucky, U.S. Agent, Taskmaster. Like, it's a little bit more on the ensemble, and so that's what audiences want. They want heroes to interact with each other and see their other heroes and surprise pop-ups and all that kind of stuff. So it makes sense. Whereas 15 years ago or 10 years ago, they weren't really accepting of that. Like, no, you got to build your universe and do it slow and do it the right way and stuff like that. Like, I just remember those conversations and rolling my eyes, but now it's finally here, and I'm glad it is. Yeah, it's gonna be the start of a whole new universe. James Gunn, I have all the confidence that he's gonna deliver a fun action adventure, but it's going to be a story with a lot of heart. And he's going to introduce characters that, audiences are going to be curious about, if not invested in. He did that so well with Suicide Squad. Peacemaker got its own show, and, we all enjoyed, that character in that series. Season 2 coming out soon, by the way. And, I'm also looking forward to seeing other characters like Supergirl, and where that leads into, the Green Lantern series, Lanterns, like what's going to come of that from this movie. I'm sure I'll get used to the red trunks. I'm not a fan of that, but it is what it is.
Me neither. So we can agree on that.
Maybe
no.
Maybe the costume evolves to where he removes the red trunks at some point. Something like that. I'm open to that.
Just offset just give him like a yellow belt or something. Just offset the whole blue with the belt. Like, oh yeah, I'm not a big fan of the pants.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm
hope
looking forward
just
to
setting
it.
up I hope they're setting up a joke, like
they have
a Lois joke, like babe, you got to get rid of the red trunks, and then he's like, "What? I thought these look good," and then something like that.
My
you know what I mean?
mom made it for me.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
they do that as Superman and Lois. His mom made his first outfit.
The speculation is, how in the movies Paul Kent is usually the one that does, but they're saying it's actually Martha Kent.
Yeah,
and that's why Clark is consoling Paul Kent.
That's interesting. I like that twist.
Yeah,
there's versions where they're both alive. Which
I was gonna say, why can't we have them both alive? But I'm okay with that flip flop because I want to see him like interacting with his Earth father as Superman, like full fledged.
Yeah. So
yeah.
We'll see. I'm looking forward to that next trailer and getting more details. And I'm sure it's going to be awesome. So let's go from Superman to another big time trailer right here. This was just a teaser here, but we got our first look at Fantastic Four First Steps. So there's a lot of speculation with this movie right here. Even going as far as how the movie ends. It's the fourth attempt at a live action Fantastic Four movie, if you want to count the one made in the early 90s.
The Roger Corman
one. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Roger Corman. He passed away last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It has some familiar faces in there. Pedro Pascal is going to be Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby, who a lot of people were pulling for as Susan Storm. You got Joseph Quinn coming off of Gladiator 2 as Johnny Storm. Oh my God, how do you say his name?
Evan
Moss Bachrach. Guys, I'm terrible.
Oh yeah, who knows?
As
cousin Richie from the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course they did a nod to that in the trailer.
Yeah.
And then you got Ralph Ineson as Galactus, Julia Gardner as Silver Surfer, John Malkovich in the trailer in a unknown role, and we're all certain Robert Downey Jr. is going to pop up at some point as Doom, right? I mean, assuming he's from this universe.
It has to be post-credit scene to me. Like, it doesn't make sense otherwise. Like, because they were, I don't know. They could, but like, how much do they have to pay him for that? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, I mean, Doomsday is next year, right? Isn't it next May?
Mm-hmm.
So, I would imagine they're.
Yeah, they have to start because, like, even so, to our not like, it's not surprising. Casual fans still don't know about that. Like right. Like a lot of people know. Like anyone who like is like a medium fan probably knows that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Doom. But like the real casuals, they don't know about it. So they gotta start like hyping that up. So I think a post-credit scene.
Yeah. I could see them doing something like Captain Barbosa at the end of Dead Man's Chest.
The second one,
Caribbean.
Right?
Yeah. You remember that? Man. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh man.
What
early
if,
days of the internet.
I mean, we're getting into speculation already, but like, what if when they got their powers and stuff, he was with them and he went missing? And like Reed is trying to do interdimensional travel to try to find him. And like while he was gone that whole time, he became this Doom. And then he comes back at the end. Something like that I think could work. Yeah.
I hadn't read the new Secret Wars. Our buddy Brian was more familiar with it. I thought there was, I didn't even know about it until we were on air one day and he was talking about it. I thought he was talking about the old one. But the new Secret Wars, but between that and there was an animated series on Disney XD. I forgot that Avengers series where
Mightiest Heroes or something.
It was the one after that. It wasn't Mightiest Heroes. It was the next.
Okay.
Where Thor was away. He comes back and he discovers that Doctor Doom has taken over the world somehow. I kind of get the feeling that's kind of what they're doing, and I wonder if it's a situation where whatever happens with the Fantastic Four at the end of this, maybe Avengers Assemble. Thank you, Starter. Yeah, that's what it's called. I wonder if the Fantastic Four wind up in.
They're in an alternate universe, right? I mean, that's
what. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know if
there's no debate with that.
So if they wind up in what I guess is 616 universe. Somehow maybe Doctor Doom is taken over somehow, and that's kind of what Doomsday will be.
I actually don't think, like, I know that's a huge theory. Like, people think that at some point in the movie they end up in 616. I don't think so. I think that in a future movie or in Secret War, or in Doomsday or Secret Wars, these universes start colliding. Like, I mean, it's already started, right? Incursions, they've already started. So I just think like everything's gonna happen in their world, and then like, you know, in a future movie or project, they'll come together. But we'll see. I mean, everybody thinks that they're gonna be in the 616 by the end of this movie, so I won't be surprised if that's true.
Yeah, and you know, Jake, I'll bring up your comment right now. Galactus is winning at the end of the movie. He's destroying that world and we're forced to F4
I don't know.
out into the 616 universe. You know, I heard similar, you
That
know,
would be-
rumors about that
That
right
would be
there. Because, like,
crazy.
I mean, just imagine that, right? Like they're trying to save the universe. I mean, maybe that's what all that chalkboard work is, you know, with Reed Richards. Yeah, that's what he's doing in a trailer. Is like trying to figure out a way to get back to where they you know, came from, which may be 616. But then again, they'd have some explaining to do on that, like what, you know, like Hank Pym, you know, did you know Reed Richards, you know, or Howard Stark? But yeah, I just, you introduce a threat like Galactus, he ain't losing. You ain't doing the same thing that you did with Kang the Conqueror, okay, where he got beat by ants basically. And yeah, just no way. I mean, I'm surprised we're even getting Galactus in this movie
with the big pointy helmet and everything.
Yeah, we're getting full on Galactus.
Yeah,
You know, like,
which I'm very excited about. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I wonder, because I'm trying to remember what. Damn it. Yeah, in Secret Wars, someone gives him these Doctor Doom. He basically just makes the Earth into like a big. It's like a big New York. Basically, it's a weird. I can't remember. It's a weird world where all the heroes are
Battle World.
Yeah, sort of, but it's kind of sort of normal. But like, there's a bunch of I think there's a bunch of like Thors around, like a bunch of clones of Thor everywhere that are kind of policing everything. And
I want to talk about that in a second, but I'll wait.
Oh, by the way, well, speaking of that, I've been hearing that we might not have heard the last of Kang the Conqueror, which I think may be the case. Which I think that
he was not going to be the next big bad though. But I don't mind him being there in some capacity. I will defend. All right, I hate Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania with a burning passion.
The three of us saw it, and you did not like that movie.
I will defend that scene. If you understand how ants work. So if you understand how ants work and their strength and what they're able to do, and they're going into the quantum realm. So the smaller the ants are getting, they're getting stronger. Like their density is increasing. So then they're also bigger than the humans in there. So like,
and there's a million of them.
Yeah, there's no way. Like, yeah, sure. If King was prepared, had a plan, like had the advantage, had the high ground, whatever, he could have beat them somehow. But like, just to get stormed like that, like that out of nowhere, like that was viable to me. But I still hate that movie.
Well, okay. I didn't mean to take it that way, but I
miss podcasting. By the way,
it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. But the whole world building, right? The futuristic style of New York, and you know, the fantastic car.
Yeah, that was cool.
Car looks great. Of the Thing, not bad. It took a little bit to getting used to, but after I watched the trailer more and more, I'm like, okay.
I think all the things,
sound design,
all the versions of the Thing have been, or even if you go back and look at the Roger Corman one, that one's for that time, it's actually decent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he looks good too. I didn't hate the last one.
Michael Chiklis, right? Or was it him?
No, it was
no, it was Fantastic Chiklis, Four, right? with Miles Teller.
Yeah.
He played
Ben.
Wait, you didn't hate the movie, or you didn't hate the
Thing?
The Thing design.
Yeah, the Thing design. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that looked great. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind that, but Yeah, I'm blanking on the actor's name. Oh gosh, he was
Jamie Bell.
he played Tintin.
Yeah, Jamie Bell.
Yes, thank
Jamie
you.
Bell.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I beat you to it, Jake.
He was in Nymphomaniac.
Really?
Oh, was he? I never saw that. Okay, yeah, of course.
He was in
Yes,
that
about
movie with
to
Hayden
take it.
Christensen, Jumper.
Jumper. Yes, that's
what's
right.
the train one? The one with Chris Evans. That's a better one to pull.
He was in
God,
yes,
what's that movie?
Snowpiercer.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hurry before Jake comments.
Snowpiercer. Keith said it.
Snowpiercer. There you go.
Yes, he was in that. That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
See, for me, it was like, oh yeah, he was Tintin. That's all I can say.
Hey, we pulled 3 like way different movies.
Unstoppable. Oh, was he in that? Was he not in Snowpiercer?
No, that was Chris Pine.
Chris Pine. Okay. Which one was he in? Was he Unstoppable or was he in Snowpiercer?
He's probably in both.
Well, yeah, he might have both. No stretchy powers from.
Not yet. They're probably those are visual effects that you want to get right because that could easily go wrong. I just
it can look ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, this is the 20th anniversary of Fantastic Four, the Tim Story ones.
Yeah, well, it's 2005.
One with Chris Evans. Yeah, the first one came out in 2005. Wow, wow, man. You guys ever feel old?
I don't think I saw that in the theater. I saw the second one in the theater. I don't think I saw the first one in the theater.
Mm-hmm. So it's only fitting, 20-year mark. They deliver an absolute banger, and
looks great.
They have quite a bit that they have to do before they get to Doomsday. Because you're gonna have the Fantastic Four in Doomsday. I'm assuming if it's not official already, they're gonna be in Doomsday and they're gonna be in Secret Wars, right? And then we'll see what happens after that.
This is the only movie though, right? Is this the only movie this year on the MCU?
This is Thunderbolts.
The last movie.
Yeah. You mean before Doomsday?
I think so, right?
I'm not sure.
Thank you, Jake. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They're in Doomsday. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's the last thing, right? No pun intended. Before Doomsday. Right? Or is there? I don't know if there's like a show.
Well, there's only 3 movies, so yeah. Fantastic Four: First Steps would be the last MCU movie before Doomsday, I think, or unless there's one. Let me look at 2026 real quick.
So there's also shows too. Don't forget.
That's what I was wondering.
I'm sure Jake will inform us, but I'll try to look it up while you guys keep talking.
Oh, there's no. Yeah, you're right, because then it's Avengers: Doomsday. And then there's an untitled Spider-Man movie, July. And then there's
I was gonna say Spider-Man 4's coming out.
Yeah.
In July.
Secret Wars right after.
Next year? Oh, I thought it was in 2026.
All right, so Brave New World is tomorrow, which I'm going tomorrow night. Daredevil's March 4th, which I mean, to me, that's as like premium as a movie to me, honestly. Not that it's going to have huge MCU implications, though.
Daredevil, it might.
And then Thunderbolts, obviously, in May, and then Fantastic Four in July. Yep. Oh, well, animated show. There's a lot of animated stuff. Oh, Wonder Man.
Oh, that's
right. There was a teaser about that. Yeah.
Comes out in December. I don't know why they're including the Spider-Verse stuff in here, but yeah.
So this is definitely going to be.
Okay. Armor Wars is scheduled for 2025, but I've heard that's.
I heard this. Yeah, I heard the same.
On the brink of being canceled. So other than that, that's it. It goes Fantastic Four, Doomsday, which then 100% RDJ showing up.
Oh, Ironheart. Yeah, good. Yeah, good job, Jake. I forgot about Ironheart. Yeah.
But I mean, the shows matter too. They're gonna play a part, especially with Secret Wars and all that going on. Like every character is gonna be in it.
Yeah. I'm hoping. Just real quick, I'm disappointed in Armor Wars. I was looking forward to that.
It might get canceled.
It's right up there with Blade. I'm really. Well,
dude. Yeah.
I want to see some Iron Man stuff, man. I want to see War Machine taking on all the cool Iron Man villains that they've never used. Living Laser and all those guys.
Maybe I think they're trying to distance it from Secret Invasion as much as they possibly can.
Well, maybe. Yeah, they stuffed that up real bad.
Secret Invasion, man.
Somebody
All
getting
right.
a hold of Stark technology and making their own. That would have been cool. So hopefully they incorporate that in Ironheart. I hope. But no, Fantastic Four looks awesome. It's crazy to say. I was thinking about the 2015 one. 10 years. 10 years from that one. So,
Which still has a fantastic teaser trailer. I love that.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I remember. I didn't see that in the theater because I heard we had a horrible opening weekend where it made like $20 million or something.
Oh, we saw that, Jacob, man.
You guys went and saw it?
Yeah, Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fan Four stick. Yeah.
I don't even think it's terrible. I don't think it's worse than the two previous ones. I just think it's just boring. It's just dull. It's not really anything.
It gets pretty boring after the
the
middle of the
studio directed it from the half point on.
Trask, Josh Trask,
Trank.
Josh Trank.
Drove him nuts
from what he says, but he did a whole thread on, I think it was maybe Twitter. I don't know if it was Twitter or something else, but he kind of talked about there was a really good movie in there that they made that was not what they released,
So,
which I believe, because you can see it. The movie the first half hour or so is not bad.
Well, yeah, and then at the time, we all bought into Simon Kinberg, this guy knows what he's doing. And then we got Dark Phoenix, and it's just like, oh no, he does not know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Give me those keys. Get out of here.
Yeah. So it's crazy to say. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy to say, but watching this trailer, I'm like, this might be the best of the three movies that are coming out. It looks really great.
Hey, maybe we'll get back to doing anniversary reactions. Just take a trip down memory lane. Oh my god, how bad did this get? Okay, so let's keep it going because running a little short on time here. I love hanging out with you guys. Okay,
yes.
But let's go to Dark Avengers. Okay, so Dark Avengers releases, and the trailer. There's been several trailers now. I think there are 2. So we got our answer as to who bought Avengers Tower. At least I got. Maybe you guys figured it out beforehand, but the trailers made it pretty clear. Val purchase, which I don't know how Pepper Potts would allow that to happen, or who's buying it. But maybe she's that good.
It might have been a government. The government might have taken the building. I think because remember they took all of Stark's stuff after in No Way Home. They took.
Oh, they seized the. Happy
after
Hogan and
when
but
Spider-Man got arrested
under...
and stuff.
I don't even remember that. Yeah.
Okay. So in No Way Home, so they at the beginning when they find out he's Spider-Man and stuff, and they take all the Stark stuff. Oh wait, or is that in No Way Home? In Far From Home?
Well,
no, it's not Far From Home.
In Homecoming, that was where he sold they were moving all the stuff out because he sold the building.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. But But anyways, in No Way Home, the government took all the Stark technology because Spider-Man was a criminal, and he apparently was given to. I don't know.
Oh, because they gave him
Tony
gave him control of all his stuff, and when they found out he was.
Well, they gave him control of Edith, but
yeah.
Doesn't Pepper Potts have control over?
Yeah, I figured Stark Industries was
Okay, since we're in that area, I just want to say really quick, I've come to the determination that Spider-Man Far From Home is not a good movie. I do not like that movie.
Which one's Far From Home? I can't remember.
The second one.
Okay.
It has
the middle one.
It has
its moments. It does, but
I think the second half is pretty good. But yeah,
it's a rough watch for me, and especially that with I do not accept and no longer that Nick Fury and them they were the Skrulls, right? There's no way they would allow that because they were acting like bumbling idiots like the Skrulls were as Nick Fury and Maria Hill. And then they would not leave them in that position of power when they're hey, just cover for me while I'm gone. Okay, make all these huge universe Earth decisions that I know nothing about. Well, he's been on Earth for what, 20 years by then, but still, like, I guess he trusts Talos, but all that. And the Jake Gyllenhaal, look, I love Jake Gyllenhaal. He's amazing. He's one of the best. But like he gives a great performance. But when he reveals himself to his workers or whatever is so silly.
Let's take this stupid costume off.
Sorry, I've had a lot of.
You know the cameras are on.
I've had a lot of pent up movie thoughts that I need to get out.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that in a long time. I have to watch it again.
Hey, that
I love Homecoming.
Oh,
the Mysterio sequence is amazing. The one where that's incredible. But I love Homecoming, and No Way Home is one of the best. But Far From Home, no way.
I don't want to start this, but we'll talk about it another time. I have thoughts about No Way Home.
I love that movie more and more every time I watch it.
Especially after reading the MCU book, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's okay. That movie's a little more of it's fun, but it's rewatching it about a year ago. It's kind of a mess, but
that's why movies are great, because we can have different opinions on them.
Yeah. But Thunderbolts.
Oh boy. Keith coming in with the heat with No Way Home. Oh man, we'll see. So yeah, Thunderbolts. Marvel's Suicide Squad, basically, except it's going to be much better. And I'm referring to the 2016 WB cut of Suicide Squad. But hey, we're getting hints and teases at a Sentry, or I guess Void is the alternate.
That's who I think is buying the building, personally.
Yeah,
I think it's his other. There's two versions of him, and then it's pretty clear like that's who they're breaking out of prison, right? Is the Bob, I think is his name, the kind of the I don't know. I kind of think that the buying of the building is related to him and to that. Just a guess. I don't know.
It could be. I mean, wasn't he like imprisoned though in the trailer? I don't know. They're not showing him like his.
Yeah,
they break in and but it's.
But none of those characters can fight him. But I'll talk about.
Yeah, that's the concern. They don't match up well.
Well, I don't think they're meant to fight him.
Yeah, it's a Suicide Squad version, but I do like the chemistry that I'm seeing so far. It's it's going to be a fun time with all of them together, and trying to work together as a team. Maybe it's Bucky, the one leading the charge, because we see him sitting in the Senate hearing, and
right.
Where Val
he's the most experienced, right? Like,
yeah, him. Maybe the Black Widow. What's her name? Florence Pugh.
Well, I would say in this Avenger and
Yelena.
Being an Avenger and like dealing with the cosmic and all that. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Yeah.
But I mean, it's my cup of tea for sure as far as like comic book movies go. It's pretty dark. It's going to be rough. Not all of them are going to make it out.
Clearly, there's no scenes. I watched it twice and that's it. But like Taskmaster's not. They only show her in that one part. In that one.
She's going to get the Adam Beach as
right. Yeah.
the rope guy in Suicide Squad.
They keep showing that trailer shows like a team of 5, right? Constantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every other thing.
Is Ghost in that 5?
Yes. Well,
she is. Okay. I only watched the trailer once.
Not in the elevator. Not in the elevator one.
No, but there's a scene they show her take her helmet mask thing off.
Well, I think some of that 5 is going to die too, but I think everyone except that 5 is like dead by the end of the second act. Which is fine, but it kind of sucks. Like, hey, I signed up to be in the MCU, heck yeah, and then I'm like 1 appearance, 2 appearances dead. Like, but whatever. That's what actors get paid for, right?
What are the odds? What do you guys think about Norman Osborn maybe being
In this movie?
like in the comics? Is there a version of Norman Osborn that's maybe
that buys the.
Maybe he's behind the scenes.
Have you guys watched Spider-Man? The
Yes.
neighborhood-friendly Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I want that Norman and Harry.
That's exactly
I want
what I
that
was
to
thinking.
be the
doubt
Norman and Harry of the MCU. Not literally them, but like their what are they called? Variants. Their variants that look like them are
they won't.
Harry and
people will cry and scream and cry about that if it is. But
they absolutely should. Their race in the comics have nothing to do with this.
I know, but I completely agree with you because that show's really good, really really good. But
I need to watch.
I like it.
So
I was iffy on all the costumes and stuff, but then I'm like, whatever. Like, did you see that episode? Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah.
You're talking about Spider-Man Neighborhood, right? When this
neighborhood-friendly Spider-Man. Yeah.
That's on Disney Plus, right?
It's MCU adjacent. It's MCU adjacent. It's in the multiverse. So because they try to trick you. They replay moments that happen in the MCU, but with a twist. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's kind of cool.
Which was very surprising. And because it started off, it was supposed to be a sophomore year or something like freshman year or whatever, and then it kind of evolved into this.
Yeah.
But the person voicing him, it's not Tom Holland. You can tell he's kind of. It sounds like him a little bit, like he's doing kind of I don't want to say impression, but they found someone that is voicing him very similarly sounding to Tom Holland.
Well, in these multiverse stories, if you look at all the evidence, like you can look different than your variant, but go through the same experience, or vice versa. You can look exactly the same or go through a completely different experience.
Well, look at Reed Richards. You got Krasinski, and then you got Pedro Pascal, and then maybe we see Ewan Grufford, at some point. So.
Well, that was my criticism. I remember Jacob, you and I talked about it. I think probably on Bartley Barnes, we talked about What If, and that was my only criticism was that exactly that. Like they're doing, he's supposed to be different versions of these characters, but all the same stuff is still happening. Which is, but I mean, it's whatever. It's no big deal. Season 3 of What If,
Infinite Multiverse. Yeah.
I watched 2 episodes. And I'm like, I can't. I don't.
Of What If?
Of season 3 of What If? Yeah.
I watched the whole thing.
Did you really?
So there were a few good episodes, but
I watched.
I
watched the Agatha one, which is okay, and then the Bucky and.
The Agatha episode. I thought you meant the series. I was like,
no, the Agatha All Along. We gotta talk about that sometime. Agatha All Along was excellent, but
love that.
Yeah, but what do you think? The asterisk. What do you, Gio? You already said Dark Avengers. Is that?
Well, they said we can't call ourselves the Avengers, but and they're not going to be the Thunderbolts. So,
do you think they're going to change it before the movie comes out, or will it be?
No, it'll be the end title. They'll figure out a name, and then it'll show the updated title, and then the credits will roll.
Do you think they'll change the name? Do you think they'll fully change the name of the movie after that?
Yeah, I think go ahead. What's up, Jacob?
So remember, I don't mean to interrupt, but Gio, I texted you. I have a crazy theory, and this is it. It's about the asterisks, and it's not just about the asterisks, but it's about a lot of things. And look, you guys know when an MCU movie's coming up or a Star Wars movie or something I care about, I go dark. I don't watch any podcasts. I don't read articles. I don't do anything. So I don't know anything that's happening with Brave New World or Thunderbolts or Fantastic Four. But I think, so the movie's called Thunderbolts, named after who? Thunderbolt Ross, right? So Brave New World comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can't wait to go watch. I'm seeing it at 7:50. And who's in that movie? Thunderbolt Ross.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A lot of people speculating Falcon can't fight. Captain America can't fight the Red Hulk. Like, what are they doing? A lot of people are speculating the Thunderbolt. What are they doing? I think it's all connected. I don't think it's a mistake, or not a mistake, but like, I don't think it's a coincidence that like Thunderbolt Ross and it like, I don't know the history of the Thunderbolts, but but I do think that and both trailers, if you notice, they keep showing the same stuff from Brave New World. Like the trailers are just recycling the same footage, and then Thunderbolts, you kind of see what's going on, but you don't really know.
Right.
I think the events of Brave New World are going to trigger something that is going to affect what's happening in Thunderbolts, and not literally this, but something like this. This is not like each movie's going to have their full story to tell. Like Brave New World's going to end and it's going to conclude, but there's going to be something that connects that to Thunderbolts and I think like it'll be something like the Red Hulk's on the loose. Like that's their mission, is to go bring the president back, and they know they can't do it. Let's go grab Sentry to help us with that. And now that Thunderbolt team is going after Thunderbolt Ross, and you're going to see Red Hulk and Sentry fight in Thunderbolts. I know that's crazy, but to me, it all makes sense. And then that's what the asterisk is for. After we find that out, they're going to hint towards it in Brave New World. Like at the end of Brave New World, they're going to be like, hey, like we got to go bring the president back. Like he ran off, like he's in the mountains or something. Right. And like they approach Yelena or whatever. And then now okay, and whatever the title difference is, that's when Marvel starts marketing the new title. And it's going to be something like, it's not going to be like Red Hulk versus Sentry, but like something like that. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I do think there's definitely going to be some connective tissue there between the two. You know, the assassination attempt that happens in the trailers with President Ross, and then the events leading up to him transforming into Red Hulk, and then what happens there in that fight, plus the world conflict that's happening at Tiamat Island, where we'll get introduction of adamantium.
Yeah.
So like a lot of things are going to be going on, as on the ground level right there, but it's going to be a political, worldwide conflict there. So I definitely think you're on to something. I'm very curious. Don't you? You're gonna watch it before I do, Jacob. Don't you spoil it for me? Okay, I know I like spoilers and all that, but this one I've kind of.
What if I'm like, Gio, I was right? Like the Hulk ran off, Red Hulk ran off, and then they sent Yelena after him.
Oh, Jesus!
I'm not saying it's Saturday morning, so yeah, you'll have a whole day and a half, almost 2 days.
No, so Jacob, I know you're looking forward to it. You're a lot. Keith, what's your hype level on Brave New World, and like any predictions?
I hope it's good.
Okay.
Got our guy here, Kevin Davis. I completely agree with what he said about Anthony Mackie. What did he say?
Kevin Davis says, I feel bad for Anthony Mackie. I hope Marvel Studios doesn't take the wrong lesson from this if Captain America Brave New World bombs at the box office. I don't think it'll bomb. I don't
think it'll bomb either, but I hope
at worst
I agree.
Underperform.
Yeah. But look, it's the first big one. I know we had Deadpool and Wolverine last year, but it's like the first kind of proper like fully MCU thing.
So I think unfortunately people are going to compare it to Deadpool, Wolverine, and then all the other Captain America movies, right?
That's the thing I'm worried about.
What you should be comparing it to, and I know it's a different time, but what they should be comparing it to is other first Avenger movies, or like the first Captain America, or like an Ant-Man, or they should be comparing it to one of those, like an $800 million ceiling and a $500 million floor. Like, and if you get in that range, to me, that's a success, depending on the budget and all that. But
sure, I agree. And then it's not like this isn't out of nowhere. I mean, we have precedents for it. It happened in the comics a long time ago. And of course, we've seen Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson since 2014. So it's, this shouldn't upset anyone. But so those people are going to, but there's also, aside from that, I mean, their movies have been, a lot of their stuff has been middling, for the last few years. So I'm hoping that this is a good one. You know, I feel
yeah,
I feel better about Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four than I do this one, but I do hope this is good. I'm expecting that it will be.
Well,
Yeah,
we're
I just
still
needed
not clear of the JPEG effect.
Sure.
JPEG effect.
Yeah.
We're still not clear of that. This has some of it.
Yeah.
My bad, Gio. What were you saying?
No, I think you're right about that. You know, there's definitely some impact from the previous regime and the amount of content that they put out, and all the mess. Let's just call it that. I need this movie to be good. I don't need it to be great. I don't need it to be. I mean, if it is, hell yeah, and maybe I think it's great, and you guys think it's or vice versa, whatever it is. I needed to continue the momentum of Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine was kind of a gimme. We knew that movie was going to be successful financially and at the very least entertaining, and whatnot. Maybe opinions have changed. We'll get into that another time. But I need it to be good. I'm happy that they're finally acting like the Incredible Hulk 2008 exists in the MCU. Okay, we're going to get Betty Ross.
Yeah, right.
Finally. We're going to
Love
get
that.
Tim Blake Nelson.
It's Liv Tyler, right?
as-
Is it Liv Tyler?
Yeah, Liv Tyler.
Okay, cool. All right.
And then the leader,
Yeah.
so I'm excited to see some of those, storylines and characters tie into current MCU.
Ooh. I wonder well, I'll find out. I don't want to know. I was going to ask if maybe Tim Roth might be in it, but I don't want to know. Yeah, if either of you know.
No,
That was
well, he was in She-Hulk, so yeah.
He wasn't. That's right.
Was that really 17 years ago?
Yeah, dude. Again,
God.
for people in our
What's
age
going
range,
on?
we keep getting reminded, like, okay, like, wow, 17 years ago was the first Iron Man movie. Jesus Christ! And by the time Avengers Secret Wars wraps up, it'll be almost 20 years. My God, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, right.
But going back to Brave New World, yeah, I'm excited that they're tying up a lot of loose threads. Okay, Tiamat Island, the Eternal. I mean, I know they had previously addressed that, but the rumors were true regarding adamantium and what kind of plot thread that'll lead into with X-Men, and Weapon X program and all that kind of stuff.
Stryker? Stryker?
Yeah, I think
Stryker's
Stryker's gonna be in Brave New World. Just as a government agent.
I thought about that
Easy.
too. Yeah.
Stryker appears.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
And what's Carlos Esposito up to? What is he? The Sidewinder or whatever?
Sidewinder character.
Yeah.
He's just gonna have.
Is that his name?
Guns blazing.
Right.
Yeah. Sidewinder. Serpent Society will making a presence in here.
Remember they made that as a joke? Before they announced
they weren't joking.
Yeah. So I just need it to be a good time. I'm curious to see how they'll tie up the loose ends and whatnot, and where this. I think you're spot on, Jacob. It's going to go directly into obviously Thunderbolts, but I'm talking like plot wise. Like what storylines continue into that, or how does this impact Thunderbolts and the title change and whatnot. So definitely looking forward to that. Any final thoughts on Brave New World? I know we're going to do a review of Brave New World next week, so tune in next week. But any final thoughts on the latest Marvel release coming out this weekend?
I just want to say congratulations to Anthony Mackie, because he is a great actor and he's come a long way from Who Told You Could F with the Mighty Papa Doc. So I'm very much rooting for Anthony Mackie.
Right, exactly, man. That's between that and remember getting beat up by Morgan Freeman and $1 Million Baby.
Oh yeah. Hey, he's come a long way. He was in Pain and Gain. He was like all his appearances in the MCU are great.
Yeah. He's absolutely earned it. Absolutely earned this shot, and it's a big starring shot, for him. And it's
funny, like him and Sam Wilson kind of like have a similar journey. They both were kind of unknown, and they're both earning their time now simultaneously. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Man.
He's gonna be fine. He's been in the MCU for 10 years now.
12,
10 years. Yeah, since Winter Soldier came out in 2014.
Yeah. Yep.
He's been in some Avengers movies. He had his own series with
Do you guys think that
Sebastian Stan?
Sam Wilson will and or should be the leader of the Earth-based Avengers after this movie? Because I've heard people argue that he shouldn't be because he doesn't have powers, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. Who was leading the? I mean, who's leading the Avengers in Endgame? It was Black Widow, even though it was a completely different scenario, but still, like, I think having powers is irrelevant.
Well, yeah, Tony Stark doesn't have powers. He has an Iron Man suit.
Right. He has a suit. His brain.
So, Sam's gonna have a Wakanda vibranium, until he finds out there's a stronger metal out there.
Oh, something's gonna cut his wings in this movie.
Oh boy.
100%.
Think about that.
Oh no, absolutely. Or the shield. Yeah, like
right.
Ooh, okay.
We'll
it's not gonna be Wolverine,
man.
but I'm just saying, like, somebody's gonna get their hands on some adamantium. And
oh man, please give us an Isaiah Bradley flashback of his time in the Super Soldier serum, please.
Cool.
My God.
Very cool.
All right, well, I think
the movie
that would be amazing.
Really quick, super fast. They introduced his grandson, whatever. I know they've been
in the show.
Yeah. And they've been teasing. They've been setting up kind of Young Avengers for a while.
They're not young anymore at this point.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean,
it's been 5 years.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, if we'll see. Maybe we'll see him.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's like the 30-year-old Avengers. The
Patriot. I think he becomes a character called the Patriot.
Oh yeah. I mean, why not? Put him with a young T'Challa.
I don't think we're ever gonna get a project called New Avengers or Young Avengers, but I do think there will be a team of Young Avengers doing something. But I don't think they're gonna call them Young Avengers.
Yeah, no, I could like they've been setting that up for.
Yeah.
Between those, you got Kate Bishop and Ms. Marvel.
Which I want to see Kate Bishop back.
The kid
her and Yelena were
Agatha,
amazing.
That kid.
Yeah. There's a bunch.
Right.
So we'll see. It starts with Brave New World. So we'll be checking that out and we'll be talking about it next week. So definitely tune in. We want to hear your thoughts as well. Have a little healthy debate conversation. We'll see which way this goes. But thanks again, guys. I can't thank you enough for spending some time with us, supporting the channel by watching, leaving a thumbs up, and your comments in the chat. This whole community thing, it brings us back to the old Apocalypse days, and really, just it's a bit nostalgic, and also a fun way to hit the halfway point of the work week. It's Wednesday, so I hope you guys have a great second half of your work week. A great weekend, first weekend in a while without football, so we'll do some sports talk in a future episode. But thank you again, Jacob, Keith. It's great hanging out with you guys. Everyone in the chat, Booze, Curtis, Star Drew, Kevin Davis, welcome in. I love your opinions. Of who else am I missing? I said Jake. There was somebody else who popped in earlier and said their hello. Jeffrey, and everyone else who watched along. Appreciate you. Come back next week. Watch Captain America: Brave New World, and we will all share our thoughts. Until then, you guys be safe, and we'll catch you later.